Well, hello there guys. It has been a little over a month since I posted on this channel. Right before we closed on our new house, we found out that we were actually expecting again, which is super exciting, but it was not planned. So, you know, there is no surefire way to prevent pregnancy besides abstinence, and we're married, so you know that one doesn't work. You guys know that I had a miscarriage last year on my IUD, so I had my IUD removed, and because of my anxiety, I can't be on hormonal birth control, so we were doing natural family planning, and you know what? It didn't work out this month, and that's totally okay, because although we were trying to prevent and tracking to prevent, we are totally in like a place in our lives that it's okay for us to have another baby. So we're really excited. At first we were like, whoa, like this is you know, a lot to take in. We're just really excited to be having another baby. I have had baby fever for quite some time now. As you guys know, I was really trying to focus this next year on getting in shape, so that with my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I have a connective tissue disorder, so that I could handle another pregnancy a little bit better. And obviously that didn't work out. I don't really want to admit this to you guys, but I am starting this pregnancy off at the weight that I was when I was full-term pregnant with both my girls. They're not twins. Like, each of their pregnancies, I am the weight that I was when I was full-term with them. So yeah, that's a little frustrating. Since we moved to North Carolina, I gained 10 pounds, and I held on to quite a good amount of weight after giving birth to Ari. I didn't lose it all as easily as I did with Revelin. But I want to do a pregnancy update for you guys. So I found out I was pregnant when I was 5 weeks, I believe, and now I am 10 weeks. So today, every Tuesday, is my new week turnover. So according to my little baby app here, current little baby, it says she or he is the size of a kumquat. So I'm going to be entering my second trimester soon, and I'm excited about that because my nausea has been the worst this pregnancy. Worse than my other ones, like pretty unbearable at times, but I haven't thrown up. So I'm very thankful for that, because obviously when you start adding the nausea and the throwing up, and if it's really bad, then it can become dangerous for your health. And so I'm very glad that it isn't at that point, but it's just constant, like 24-hour nausea. Definitely not morning sickness, it is all day sickness. So I have aversions to smells, and the most kind of like crappy situation one is new house smell. I cannot stand the smell of new houses, and I live in one. If you guys don't know, we just built our house, so it literally has like the new house smell, and thankfully it's kind of worn off a bit, but like if I like downstairs, it's the heaviest, because I think it's because there's no carpet down there, so it's just lingered longer. So when I'm upstairs and I go back downstairs, I like get super nauseous until I become accustomed to it again. But it has worn off quite a bit, and it's mostly like if I open closets, I have to hold my breath so I don't smell anything. So that's kind of unfortunate, because it's not one that I can really get away from, but I find it more humorous than anything. So besides the extreme nausea and the inversions, I have had quite a bit of like body aches and pains already. Now with my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, I'm not surprised that it happened, that it's been happening. I threw my back out, like not even barely doing anything last Sunday. I do have the start of degenerative disc disease in my lower spine, so I'm more prone to that to begin with because of it. And it actually put me out for like 3 days. Ryan had to take a day off work because I couldn't even walk. So that's kind of unfortunate. And just kind of overall, I've just been tired. And I noticed that as soon as I get hungry, my whole body just kind of like shuts down. Like I can barely move. I'm just like, I don't know, it's weird, it's hard to explain. My body just goes into shutdown mode until I get some food in me. And obviously with the nausea, for me, it's usually like if I eat something, it goes away. And with my girls, that worked fine because it wasn't constant to the point that like I need to eat something all the time, where now it's I'll eat something and 30 minutes later I'm back to having that nausea. So I've been eating a lot of peppermints, peppermint gum, peppermint candy, which obviously I know I can't have once like baby's here and breastfeeding, because it can mess up your breast milk supply. But when you're pregnant, it's fine, as long as you're not pregnant and breastfeeding. Then don't take it. But so yeah, that's just kind of been really the hardest part, and it's like almost been a debilitating nausea where like I can't get anything done because if I move it gets worse, and it is getting better. I have noticed the last maybe 4 days or so. Before it would be like from 7 a.m. in the morning all the way to like 8 p.m. at night. And so now I get like breaks throughout the day, and there's been a couple mornings where I woke up and I was fine. So I'm just super happy that like it seems like we're headed towards being out of nausea land and into second trimester, where you get kind of that little break before the third trimester hits and, you know, gets a lot harder because baby's getting real big. I want to talk a little bit about weight and weight gain, weight loss, things like that. So if you guys may or may not remember, I did a video on this channel where I talked about the month of April. I was doing a challenge with 2 of my friends, Brittany and Elle, and I had these 5 daily goals that I was doing to try to lose weight. Now, I didn't know I was pregnant at the very beginning, or not April, it was March. I didn't know I was pregnant at the beginning of March, and thankfully I had already decided like I wasn't going to do any calorie restricting, no calorie counting. You guys know I have a past history of an eating disorder, so that's not a good idea for me, and so I wasn't going to be doing that. I actually ended up losing 6 pounds the month from the beginning of March to the end of March. I lost 6 pounds, or 7 pounds? I think I lost 7 pounds. Yeah, I lost 7 pounds. And I was like kind of concerned when I found out I was pregnant because I wasn't restricting, I wasn't calorie counting like I said, but I had cut out dairy, and I wasn't eating after 10 p.m. anymore. So my husband and I used to like binge eat at night, not truly binge, but we used to eat more than we should have at night while we watched our shows and stuff before bed, and we stopped doing that. And so I think just between that and me already being pretty overweight in comparison, I lost the weight. And I did talk with my midwife. I had my first official appointment this past Wednesday, and I talked with them, and she was perfectly fine with it. She said, as long as I'm not calorie restricting or calorie counting, if I lose weight this pregnancy, it's fine. I have gained back 2 pounds, but that is because I started eating dairy again and giving in to my cravings. But for how bad I've been eating the last like 2 weeks, which still isn't as bad as I was prior to like me starting that March thing, it's really been that I've given into so much because of the nausea, and I find that when I eat like dairy, it suffices and holds me over longer nausea wise than if I like eat a piece of fruit or something. So my midwife is perfectly okay with the fact that I have lost weight so far, and even if I do end up losing a little bit more, or if I only gain 5 pounds this pregnancy, she's not going to be that concerned about it as long as I am not calorie restricting or calorie counting, which I'm not. My main focus once I get out of this nausea thing that's really putting a damper on it is to focus on the not eating after 10 p.m. We may actually move it back to 9 because Ryan and I have been going to bed earlier, which has been nice. So not eating after like 9 or 10 p.m. and then going back to not eating dairy. So what really kind of helped me shift my mindset on food, and I think why, you know, the month of March, even while being pregnant, was so successful for me, was because of this devotion that I read. So this devotion is right here. It's on the Bible app. It's free. It's called Made to Crave. It's a 21-day challenge devotion. And it just like, it was just like a switch in my brain when I read it, just about treating my body better, and it helped me to make better decisions when reaching for food. You know, maybe I would still eat like a piece of candy, but I'd only grab 1 instead of 4. So I think that has really made a big difference for me, and that's why, despite not calorie counting or calorie restricting in any way, I've just been more conscious to choose better options. So I don't want to make this video super long, but I wanted to update you guys on pregnancy weeks 5 through 10. I am due November 20th, and I will just kind of update you guys. I plan to probably post pregnancy updates every 2 to 3 weeks. As I get closer, like, they may be more frequent and stuff. But as for this pregnancy though, I am working with midwives instead, and I am going for an all-natural birth and delivery. So no pain meds, no epidural. If you guys remember, I metabolize my epidural with Airly. And so I was also induced with her. I had Pitocin strength contractions, which are way worse than natural, and I had them without pain meds. So, but I handled it like a champ in my opinion. Like, I feel like I did really well with it, and because of that, it's given me the courage to just go ahead and do no meds at all. And I'm really pushing to not be induced this time. I've been induced with both of my girls, and I'm going to try everything possible to not let that happen this time. So we'll see though, because I was induced with Airly because my hip's dislocating. Prayers would be appreciated that this little one decides to come when he or she is ready, but not so far in that my doctors have to consider a induction. So I am going to be doing a hospital birth. I will save that for a different time. I was going to do a birth center, but I will kind of share why we decided not to go that route in a future video. But I'm going to leave it at that. I hope you guys enjoyed this little update. I'm super excited to have pregnancy updates. It's been over 2 years since I've had pregnancy updates on this channel. That's crazy because my youngest just turned 2 years old. But anyways, I'm going to leave it at that. I will see all of your wonderful faces hopefully next week, as long as things keep going how they are and I am feeling much better. We'll be back to a regular schedule, so I'm excited about that. I'll see you guys next week. Bye.